Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Meal Kit number 96 for April 14th to the 16th. Thanks so much for ordering this week, and thank you for letting us be a part of your special celebration at home. We've got a terrific and incredibly easy to finish menu for you tonight. I've gone ahead and taken the Quebec Cornish game hen and I put it in the oven a few minutes ago, so you don't have to just watch me chat away while the Cornish hen is finishing. So we can go ahead and start on our appetizer. Beautiful kale Caesar salad with so many great little touches which make fine restaurant cooking pop. A couple other things. I'm going to preheat a large pan or medium large pan to medium heat. And I'm also going to start warming up our jus on low heat, although it's not clicking, so I'm going to have to use a lighter for this. Old school. There we go. Just like in the restaurants where all the cooks carry around a lighter in the back in case in their back pocket in case the pilot light is not lit for some reason, usually just a little bit dirty. So I want to do 1 tablespoon per person, or actually, I'm sorry, I think it's 2 tablespoons per person. Yes, canola or neutral oil, in my case, grapeseed oil per person for our spätzle. And we are going to be cooking it for about 4 minutes, and then we're going to add the butter. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I don't want to get ahead of when the hen is coming out of the oven. So why don't we go ahead and start on the appetizer. So, okay. So we have already cleaned the kale and washed it really well for you and put a little bit of olive oil on it just to keep it fresh. And we're going to season it lightly with salt and pepper. In here. And then we're going to add our lovely Caesar dressing. Homemade Caesar dressing, there is nothing better. I'm a huge, huge fan. A few people have reached out to us to ask if there are anchovies in here. And although we sometimes use them in the restaurant dining room, we are not doing it here because we don't want to create that allergen for a lot of people at home. So if you got 2 small containers like I did, make sure to get it all in there. And but I'm going to recommend that we pack for 2, 1 big 4-ounce container. There we go. Yeah, I'm a big fan. So rather than dirtying a mixing bowl, just use the container that the salad came in. And a good way to do it is sort of mix it up top down. I don't know if you've ever been to see Sweetgreen does this. And rather than sort of using your tongs sideways, use them top down. And that way you can really mix it in nicely. Get the dressing evenly matched. My son, who takes a kale Caesar salad to work almost every day, was not as excited to hear that he was having one for dinner as well. Although today, of all days, he did not take one. My wife did him up a fried salami sandwich for work because he is now working as an electrician in co-op in grade 11, which is super exciting for him. He's really enjoying it. So yeah, but the idea of a kale Caesar salad for him that he has every day, I mean, this is obviously a better version than probably what he does, was less exciting for him. And by the way, paired up with this is a beautiful sparkling wine, a Prosecco from the Veneto region of Italy, but this is not your average Prosecco. This stuff is really great. From an artisanal producer, organic, and it's just so lovely. And the bubbles are great. Okay, so I should probably start to think about my side dishes for our Cornish hen. I just want to make sure that I separate the dressing really nicely on this stuff. So I'm mixing it up really well. All right, let's get going on this guy. So spätzle and cauliflower together, I think. Cook your spätzle and cauliflower until golden. So the important part on this is don't move it around too much. Once you get it in there, because you want a golden crust, certainly on the spätzle and cauliflower too, to be honest with you. So get it right in there. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit. And I'm going to try my best not to move around because I tend to do that. And the arugula is going to come in a second. And while that's happening, we're going to plate our Caesar salad. Maybe they sent me home with a little too much kale, but that's okay. Maybe my son doesn't have to pack a lunch tomorrow because we've got leftovers. Because we need to top this stuff with a lot of delicious accoutrement. For the vegetarians out there, you're getting some crispy capers instead of the lardon, which is a country smoked, double smoked bacon that we're sending home for the omnivores in the crowd. All right. Well, that's kind of the right size. So next up, we've got the shaved pecorino. And you want to sort of spread it out like snow over the salad. Use your hands with this because there's no better way to do it. It's a lot of pecorino, but it's delicious. So why not mound it on there? Looking good. And next up is our dill. Fresh dill makes a kale Caesar pop, or any kind of Caesar for that matter. And I'm hearing my spätzle and cauliflower doing well. There's a lot of dill. We may cut back on this. So I'll leave it over there so that I remember to tell the chefs tomorrow that we packed a little too much dill. And then the lardons are next on top of that. This is, of course, like the best thing. It's a very wintry looking salad. It kind of looks like a Christmas wreath with the dill and the lardon and all of the snow of the pecorino. As soon as I get this going on, let's see how we're doing. I probably moved that around a little bit too early because it's not quite brown yet. I want to get my butter ready, 1 tablespoon per person. And then finally, we're going to add the focaccia crumble on top of here for a little crunch to your salad. Very nice. This one got a little bit more, so let's move it over. All right, there's our beautiful kale Caesar with the shaved pecorino, the lardon, the focaccia crumble, and the fresh dill. And I bet you I can get my dessert out of the fridge. You get to see all the fun things in my fridge. We're good on this. Almost good. I want to get a little more brown on it. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of butter per person, and then we're going to turn the heat to low. We're going to cook for another 2 minutes. But again, I just want to get a little more brown on the spätzle. Have some more delicious Prosecco in there. Lovely. Okay, so why don't we portion up our amazing lemon meringue tart. How beautiful is that? Like, that's just gorgeous. I like to use a shallow bowl with that for dessert. And then we've got a few strawberries. Place them on the side any way you like. I'm going to build a little nest. There's our lovely lemon meringue tart with the fresh strawberries, lemon curd, and vanilla meringue. Okay, did we get some more brown? We did. Okay, 1 tablespoon of butter per person. As soon as that melts, then I'm going to turn it down to low, and we are going to Cook for 2 more minutes, and then we're going to add the arugula, which I've got still in there. I'm supposed to stir our sauce occasionally to make sure I listen to my own directions. There we go. And I think I've got to hit this with some salt and pepper. Yes, but it's going to be right at the end. And actually, the Cornish hen, I was supposed to also hit with some salt and pepper, which I did not do. So I'm going to make sure to do it when it comes out of the oven. Fill up my little sea salt, courtesy of our fleur de sel from Farm Boy, which is great value stuff and really good, really great salt. By the way, the red tonight is from Spain. It is Lobita Tempranillo, and I love it. It's so bright and fresh. You want some nice acidity here with the richness of the Cornish hen and the jus. Okay, the butter's there. We're going to turn this down to low for 2 minutes, and the Cornish hen should be out, and that's when I throw in my arugula to just wilt it a little bit. And I always like to use, although, there we go, I have too many things in my drawer, some non-stick tongs to use with the non-stick pan. All right, I'm going to salt and pepper this now so I don't forget, because obviously I did with the hen, so let me make sure not. And I would be generous with the salt and pepper on this one, but obviously to your own taste, because we've got unsalted butter. Make sure you always use the unsalted butter on there. Oven light. Hands looking good. Have a little bit more of this. Let me tell you about, and you may be watching this for Easter dinner. So by the way, happy Easter to everyone. I hope you have a great one with your family. Today we've been running around. I'm recording this video on Wednesday night, and because we're doing this huge Zoom wine tasting for all these people. So you want to connect with people, but you can't all be in the same place, or you don't want to be in the same place because maybe of COVID or somebody's sick or this kind of thing. So everyone's getting these little 4-ounce sampler bottles of wine delivered to their houses. $100 per person gets you delivery, 4 different wines, a Zoom wine tasting led by our amazing Conor Gallagher, wine director, and then a food item, so cheese and charcuterie plates or a wine snack kit with some homemade popcorn and some candied walnuts and some Andalusian olives, and it's really great. So if you're thinking about doing something corporate, you want to get together, but you're maybe a little worried about COVID and the current case counts that are rising, then maybe consider this. Okay. So we're going to toss the arugula in this. Perfect timing. Hey, Google, off. So the arugula goes in with the cauliflower and the spätzle. And we're going to turn that guy off. And let's get Cornish hen out. But first, I think the plate, the plate, it is going to be the arugula and the spätzle down first. And then we're going to do the Cornish hen and finally the jus. So it'll be creative to get everything divided evenly between 2 plates. This is going to be like the easiest cleanup of all time because it is just 1 pan. And I think most of you will be getting these metal tins that the Cornish hen will come in. So you can just recycle that. You don't even have to clean it. This is literally the least amount of dishes we've probably ever done with a curated meal. There we go. I'll clean that up a little bit. And what did I forget to do earlier? Salt and pepper. So let's do that now. Because without proper seasoning, stuff is not going to taste great. And for the most important part, whoa, she's hot. Somehow, I think I left the front burner on, which heated up the handle. Don't do this at home. Don't try this at home. And our lovely Cornish hen jus is a beautiful color and, of course, beautiful flavor. And put a little bit around. Lovely. And an excellent Easter one if you are doing this for Easter. So, our Quebec Cornish game hen done with the spätzle, the arugula, the cauliflower, and of course our Cornish hen jus. I hope you love your meal. Thank you so much for ordering this week, and thanks for letting us be a part of your special celebration at home. I hope we get to cook and curate for you again very soon.